Today I'm going to be showing you how to make almost 2 million as a new player on GTA Online. Welcome back to Broke to Billionaire. This is episode 2 and today we are going to be going over the best ways to make money as a new player. In this episode we'll be going over the Acid Lab and how to use it most efficiently. I will also be showing you guys how to do the treasure hunts because they can earn you a lot of money as well, and we'll also be doing some other different activities to earn us some money in the meantime. Also, before we get into this episode, you are going to want to link your social club account to your actual account on GTA. This is going to help us make money as well, and you'll find out later why. Now, if you don't have one of these accounts, you want to go to this website here, and from there you want to just complete that and then sign in with that on your GTA. Anyway, let's get straight into this video. Firstly, I'm just going to remind you all to spin your wheel. You can do this every 24 hours, so just remember to keep that in mind. And if you're unlucky like me, maybe you'll get something like clothing items. Another reminder to also do the G-Stash, because this is good money for a beginner. Continuing on with the last episode, I want to discuss the Acid Lab. Now, as you can see, my supply bar is at completely full, so you're probably wondering how I did this. You can talk to Mert and buy supplies, which is recommended, but obviously when you have the money. You could also come over to this section here and source supplies yourself, but I wouldn't recommend that. And then the final way is stash houses, because stash houses, once you own a business, instead of giving you the 30 grand, it just resupplies your business for you. And this is really good as a new player, especially when you've only got one business, because it means that that is the business that's always going to be put into. However, the issue is you only get one stash house per day. So after you've done your stash house and your business needs resupplying again, you could buy the supplies from Mert, which will cost you 60 grand to fully resupply it, or you can go on a resupply mission. However, to fully resupply the Acid Lab, this is probably going to take you a little while, so I wouldn't recommend this personally. And also, I don't know if it's just me being really bad at the game, but I hate these missions. These missions, some of them are just really annoying to do. You are able to also boost the production speed in your Acid Lab once you have supplies. If you come over to this table here and just go over to this and press right on the D-pad, then you are able to boost the production speed for 20 minutes. So you can do this every 24 hours, and that's always good to keep in mind. Now, the Acid Lab can get upgrades, so I'm going to recommend that you get the upgrade as soon as possible, because this is going to help you make more money a lot faster, and I'll get into this now. You need to complete 10 of these DAX missions before you're able to buy the upgrade. However, these do all have a 48-minute cooldown after each one. I'd recommend doing them as soon as possible so that you're able to get the upgrade. These missions do also give you 50 grand each time, which as a beginner is pretty good, so just remember that. It's not wasting your time, don't worry. Now, moving on to some big money makers, we're going on to treasure hunts. Now, each one of these are going to earn you around about $250,000 to $350,000 per one that you do. The first one that we're going to be doing is the moored one. So you want to come over to this little M on your map up here, and then you want to head there. Once there, you will get a message from Maud saying that she'll be in contact with you soon. Once she emails you, she will send you the location of a target, and you can either kill the target for $5,000 or you can capture the target and return them to Maud for $10,000. I just recommend killing them. It's a lot faster, and the 5 grand difference isn't really going to make much of a change to your bank account, so I wouldn't worry too much. You will need to complete 5 of these, and once you complete the 5, Maud will send you another text, and this should also put a treasure chest on your map. So head over to this treasure chest on your map, and it basically leads you right to it, so you don't really have to waste time searching for it. Once you find the chest, it will be like this little box, and inside the box you will be able to get this nice little hatchet. Now, the reason that I told you to link your social club account earlier is because in order to get the challenges, I believe it has to be linked in order to get the challenges. In order to complete this challenge, you need to get 25 kills with the axe, and the cool thing about it is it gives you like the rampage ability. If you've ever played story mode, then this is Trevor's ability that he can activate. Now, as you can see right there, I've just got the plus 250 grand for completing the challenge, so that is how you'll earn the money from this treasure hunt. Moving on to the next treasure hunt, at some point whilst playing you should get an email come through your phone, and on the email it's going to be like a treasure location. It will show you like a picture example of the location. However, the issue is that this is up to 20 locations, so odds are that you don't have the same one as me. The video that I have watched to find this is up on the screen now, so if you go to GTA Series Videos channel, then you should be able to find them on there. Once you arrive at the location and you've found this note, that is the first clue to this treasure hunt. And as you can see here, you are going to have 3 different clues that you're going to need to find. Once you arrive at this one here, there is going to be a shovel on the ground that you have to inspect. Moving on to this next clue over here, you're going to want to pull up to this tree right here, and then you should notice that there is a little empty gun case right there. And for the final clue and location that you have to travel to, you want to find this little cave in the side of the hill and head on into there. Once in the cave, you want to inspect this dead body, and that's the last clue that you'll need. Like last time, you should get another little treasure chest on your map. Head over to there and you should find this box, and inside of this box you will get this nice little like golden revolver. And in order to complete this challenge, you will need to get 50 headshots, and then that should give you a bonus $250,000, so make sure to do that as well. As you can see, I completed mine and it's come up there. It was at this point where I decided to head off for the night and come back to the game in the morning. Now, assuming as I came back onto it the next day, this does mean that my stash houses have reset, so I did another one of them, as well as my G's cash, and then I also did the junk energy skydivers, which, as I mentioned in the last video, will earn you about $150,000. This next part that I'm going to talk about is only for the players on the XS version of the Xbox or the PS5, so if you don't have either of these, then feel free to skip to the time on screen. But if you do have one of these, and you are able to do this, then come up to the How's Special Time Trial on the map, and this is going to put you in a race sort of like time trial. Now, if you complete this, you are entitled to a free HSW upgrade on one of your vehicles, and this leads me to my next point, buying the Bravado Banshee. Now, this is quite a cheap vehicle. It's only $105,000, and you should have around about $500,000 to $600,000 to play with if you've done the treasure hunts. Now, the thing is about this vehicle, the reason that I suggest this one is because it's one of the best HSW vehicles, one of the highest top speeds. I believe it's like in the top 5 or something like that, so it is a really good vehicle to get. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, that's just going to waste $105,000 of my money for just a stupid car, and there's no point in doing this. However, I will explain this now and why you need to do this, because this will help you make money. So, after buying the Banshee and completing a house time trial, you're going to want to head over to Ellis Car Meets. Once in there, it is going to put you through a cutscene, but it's not that long to be fair. You are going to have to head over to Mimi and speak to her about buying a membership, but trust me, this is totally worth it for $50,000. Once you have the membership, return to your Banshee and then put it through the workshop. This will give you a free HSW upgrade, and I also recommend maybe buying some extra bits if you're not that good at driving. That's why I'm doing it, because I suck at driving. Once you've finished this, you're going to want to head over to the House Time Trial on your map. Once you start the time trial, the best tip I can recommend is like placing a marker on the destination so that you get the fastest route there, and then restarting the race by holding Y or triangle, and then restart the time trial, and it's as simple as just following the marker. Obviously, you will have to beat the time required in order to get the reward, but the reward is $250,000. This is why I highly recommend doing this if you're on either the XS version of the Xbox or the PS5. Now, the other thing that you can do once you own a car, and this is available for other players as well, this isn't a HSW time trial, but you can do a normal time trial, which you'll get one of these every week as well. Now, instead of giving you $250,000 like the HSW one, this will give you $100,000, so it is a bit less. However, it is still good money for a beginner. Now, if you've been playing the game for a little bit, as well as making sure that your acid lab is like constantly stocked up, then your acid lab should be about ready to sell by now. If you want to see your stock without having to return to your acid lab, you can just call Mutt on the phone, and if you go up to source supplies, then it should show your current supply level and the product value. You want to wait for this to be about worth $200,000 before actually selling it. As you can see, mine is worth $219,000 at the minute, so I'm going to come over to this bit here and sell my acid. Now, these acid sell missions are super easy in my opinion. As a solo player as well, they're very good because you only ever get one sell vehicle. You can get multiple different sell missions, but most of the time they're always easy. You might just have to travel some distance. Now, as a new player, I suggest selling these in a solo server. However, if you are to sell them in a public lobby, then you will get a bonus 2.5% per player, and that's max of 20 players. So, hypothetically, say now that you've got $200,000 worth of stock, and you get 2.5% per each player, and you've got at least 20 players in your lobby, that is going to be an extra 50%, which is going to be around about $300,000 if you sell 200,000 worth of stock. Now, this may be worth it, however, it just depends if you want to risk it or not, because if your supplies get destroyed and that's it, you lose the supplies completely. As a new player, I seriously do recommend just doing it in a solo lobby, as this is probably going to be best for you, just to let you get to know how selling the acid lab works. Maybe after that, try selling it in a public lobby if you want to, but for an extra 100,000, is it really worth it? As you can see here, I have dropped off my final bit of acid, and now once I leave the area, as you can see, I've just got an extra $200,000 for completing this, so this is really good money as a beginner, and just really good in general as it earns you money in the background. Moving on to the third and final treasure hunt, this one's going to earn you around about $200,000 to $250,000. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to head over to this location on your map in order to find the first clue. Once you're there, come over to this side of the wall, and you will be able to see in like paint that it says "Come find me." You're just going to want to go ahead and inspect this, and then this will track as your first clue. Next, you're going to want to head over to this area on your map, which is just north of this airstrip here, and this is where you're going to find the next clue. Once you're there, you're going to want to come over to this little bit over here, and right next to this bag there's going to be like a bloody hand that you need to inspect. For the third clue, you're going to want to come over to this next part on your map over here. If you come over to like this little barn, I suppose, then if you look into the side of the wall, there will be a cleaver hanging out, and this is the next clue, so you want to go ahead and inspect that. And then for the fourth clue, you're going to want to head over to this part on your map here. Once you arrive there, this is going to be your fourth clue. There should be a bloody handprint on this door here. You just want to go ahead and inspect that. Now, for the fifth and final clue of this treasure hunt, you're going to need to find a van. However, this van can spawn in one of 5 locations, and it's different for all players. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a video up on the screen that I used in order to help me find the van. So thank you for Gaming Passion for helping me out here. As you can see, I've found my van, so I'm just going to go ahead and inspect that. Once you inspect the van, you are going to get a message from an unknown number, which activates the final part of this treasure hunt. For this next part, you're going to want to head over to Blaine County between the hours of 7 PM and 5 AM in-game. You can see the time by pulling this up on your phone. Once here, I personally like to come to the airstrip and get on top of whatever vehicle I've bought. The reason I do this is that so I'm out of reach, so that the slasher who's about to spawn can't kill me. As you can see, the slasher's spawned in, so you just want to go ahead and just kill this guy. Once you kill him, it gives you a weapon and $50,000 on top of it. Now, with this weapon, you are going to need to get 50 kills with it. Unlike the last one where it was headshots, it's just kills, which is a lot easier. Once you've got the 50 kills, just like I have, as you can see here, you are going to get a bonus $200,000 on top of it. Now that we've done the final treasure hunt, we are coming to the end of the episode, so let's just discuss how we've made money and how much we should have around about now. So obviously there's the free treasure hunts, which earn you around about $750,000 for completing all 3 of them. There's the HSW time trial, which earns you around about $250,000 for completing that if you're on Xbox Series X, S, or PlayStation 5. There's the normal trial available to any player, which is going to earn you around about $100,000. And then, of course, there's the Acid Lab sale, which should estimate to around about $200,000 as long as you've done it when it's fully stocked. And then the last thing that we'll go over is the skydives. Now, if you've done them as your daily skydives, you'll get $150,000 as well. So let's go ahead and add all of them numbers up. So you have the free treasure hunts, the HSW time trial, the normal time trial, the Acid Lab sell mission, the skydives, and assuming you've done things like your G's cash and your DAX missions, you will earn around about an extra $100,000 on top of it. Now, adding them numbers up, it should work out to around about $1.5 to $1.6 million. However, you've got to take into account that you're also supplying your Acid Lab and that you've also bought the Bravado Banshee, assuming that you did do that. So you may be on about $1.2 million by now, which is still really good. Now, assuming that you are on $1.2 million, that means that you're going to need to earn an extra $1 million for the next thing that we're going to buy. And the next thing that we're going to buy is going to be the Kasaka submarine. And the reason that we're going to buy this is this allows you to start a heist, which is going to earn you around about $1 to $1.5 million per time that you do it. However, obviously we do have to save up quite a bit to start. So notes I'm going to leave you with, I'm going to recommend that you finish doing your DAX missions, all 10 of them, and then buying the Acid Lab upgrade as soon as possible. Also, make sure your Acid Lab's fully stocked all the time so that you can constantly keep reselling it as soon as you get the bars full. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you've had fun. I'm gonna leave this episode here. So if you enjoyed, consider possibly dropping a like or maybe even subscribing to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.